Hello, you guys. This is Relentless Renee, and I'm back again with another video. This time, I want to talk about R. Kelly. Although I don't listen to all of R. Kelly's music, but I did grew up on his music, so I won't even pretend that I don't know him, know of him, and know about his music because I do. Okay, the article reads, R. Kelly paid thousands of dollars to recover missing sex tapes and paid victims to lie, prosecutors say. R. Kelly began paying thousands of dollars in 2001 to recover videotapes of himself having sex with teenage girls, federal prosecutors said. Nearly 2 decades later, Kelly, 52, is facing 2 separate federal grand jury indictments in Illinois and New York. The indictments released Friday allege Kelly recruited women for sex, persuaded people to conceal that he had sexual contact with teenage girls, and spent hundreds of thousands of dollars buying back missing videotapes. Kelly was arrested in Chicago Thursday night and is expected to remain in custody at least until Tuesday. He briefly appeared in a Chicago federal court Friday wearing an orange prison jumpsuit. U.S. Magistrate Judge Sheila delayed a decision on whether Kelly should be taken to New York and face charges there until he is arraigned in Chicago. R. Kelly briefly appeared in the Chicago courtroom of, I know, feeling real crazy right about now. Following the hearing, Kelly's attorney, Steve Greenberg, said his client should get bail on the charges he faced out of Illinois and New York. He's certainly not a flight risk. He's not a danger to anybody at all. I guess this is his publicist, giving a press conference on the outside of the courtroom. And a 13-count indictment released Friday in the Northern District of Illinois accused Kelly of videotaping himself having sex with at least 4 girls under the age of 18, beginning in 1998. A few years later, after Kelly learned that some of those videos were missing from his collection, he and others began paying hundreds of thousands of dollars to several people to recover them. When they recovered the videos, the indictment states that Kelly and his associates directed people to take polygraph tests to ensure they had returned all copies of the videos. Prosecutors allege Kelly and his former business manager, Darrell McDavid, facilitated a trip abroad in 2002 for a girl and her parents to make them unavailable to law enforcement. They also gave them gifts, including a GMC Yukon Denali SUV and money for over a decade to lie to investigators and conceal the girl's sexual relationship with Kelly, the indictment said. In the Illinois indictment, Kelly is charged with 1 count of conspiracy to receive child pornography, 2 counts of receiving child pornography, 4 counts of producing child pornography, 5 counts of enticement of a minor to engage in criminal sexual activity, and 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice. A separate 5-count indictment in Eastern District of New York accused Kelly of sexual exploitation of a child, kidnapping, forced labor, and violation of the Mann Act involving the coercion and transportation of women and girls in interstate. What? I guess they're saying he was trafficking these girls. I guess when you start moving them from state to state and county to county and country to country, they can get you for trafficking. And they said this illegal sexual activity from 1999 to present. R. Kelly's enterprise was not only engaged in music, as alleged, for 2 decades. The enterprise, at the direction of R. Kelly, preyed upon young women and teenagers whose dreams of meeting a superstar soon turned into a nightmare of rape, child pornography, and forced labor. The musician turned predator allegedly using his stardom to, co-opt some victims into, sexual acts. They probably was glad to jump up on it because it was R. Kelly. I'm pretty sure he didn't even have to coerce them. They was just willing to do it. But the problem is they were underage. And it said, while certain members of his enterprise facilitate this conduct, they basically was going out getting these females for him. I mean, even though he denied the allegation of the sexual misconduct in the past, the accusation in the New York indictment detailed alleged incidents in 4 states: Illinois, Connecticut, California, and New York. There are 5 Jane Does referenced throughout, including 3 minors. Kelly is the only defendant in the indictment filed July 10th. The indictment also alleges he exposed at least one individual to a sexually transmitted disease without disclosing it. Kelly's attorney said the allegations appear to be the same as the conduct previously alleged R. Kelly in his current state indictment and his former state charges. He and his lawyers look forward to his day in court, to the truth coming out, to his vindication from what has been said against him, like assaults by others for their personal gain. At this point, oh God, R. Kelly has so much stuff piled up against him, and normally this is just how the system do, especially with people who sell drugs and stuff like that. They keep setting them up, thinking they are free, making them think that they are free for the moment, and they're going to let all this stuff pile up, and then when they do lock you down, it's forever. I mean, I know he believe he can fly, but this time I think they may be clipping his wings. He will not be able to spread his wings and fly because it's just so many charges against him. I just don't even see how he's going to get through this without God. So I hope he got God on his side. But if he did this, he needs to be punished. He needs to, be indicted on these charges. But if he's not, and everybody's just trying to prey on him because he's at his weakest, vulnerable point right now, I ask God to vindicate him. But he also says when the women arrive at, the hotels or wherever they may be, they were usually provided with instructions, and Kelly created numerous rules that his sexual partners were required to follow. They could not leave their rooms without Kelly's permission, including to go eat, to go to the bathroom. They had to wear baggy clothing when not accompanied by Kelly. They could not look at other men, and they had to address Kelly as daddy. It's alleged Kelly and his associates obtained sensitive information about members and associates of the enterprise to maintain control over them. Kelly isolated these women and girls from their friends and their family, making them dependent solely on him for financial well-being. He also faced abuse allegations for decades, saying that he manipulated these females, inappropriate encounters with girls and young women for more than 2 decades. He has been in and out of the system, y'all. I'm pretty sure y'all seen what's going on with him. Just in 2002 in Cook County, they indicted him on 21 charges related to child pornography, and they couldn't lock him down. So a jury acquitted him of all the charges. The case was finally tried in 2008, but he was acquitted of all that. So even though this man, oh God, he's just going through it right now, but it shows how we as individuals can be at the top of our game. We can have it all and fall from grace because of, our inability to sustain, or because of weakness or sickness that these artists had. And then this is the music that our children are listening to. Because I grew up on R. Kelly, and I'm 43 years old. But once you know better, you do better. I just want to report on this story because, it's a bad, sad situation, because nobody held these people, girls, hostages. And I really felt like as long as the money was good, the parents didn't have a problem and the girls didn't have a problem. But the problem was they were not at a consensual age. Okay, you guys, what you think about this R. Kelly thing? You think they blaming him for them running out of money now? Do you think he